Got an interesting matchup. Koops and Central Scrutinizer, Chaos Dwarves versus Khorne. And the Khorne build is, well, I don't know if I'd call it standard. 6 dogs is a lot in this matchup, and then 2 regular Bloodletters is interesting, but the Chaos Dwarf build is really strange. We have one Bull Centaur Render with great weapons, another Bull Centaur Render Regiment of Renown, the Hashut Stark Ravagers, which I really stopped seeing after the Chaos Dwarves got released. 4 Hobgoblin Wolf Raiders with bows, 2 Infernal Ironsworn in the back, and a Sorcerer Prophet of Death with Spirit Leech and the Breath Attack from the Great Bale Taurus mount. On the other side for Khorne, we do have 6 dogs, 2 Fleshhounds, 4 Chaos Warhounds of Khorne. One of the Fleshhounds is the Hounds of the Bloodhunt with that regen. 2 Minotaurs of Khorne with the anti-armor, armor-piercing anti-infantry buffs. 2 Bloodletters, an Exalted Bloodletter. 4 Marauders of Khorne, and Valkia. Oh, we also have a Great Taurus. Hello, little friend. The regular old Manticore with better stats, but a higher price point. Taurus. Interesting. Valky uses a Spear Slapnir to poke down some Hobgoblin Wolf Riders for a bit, and the Great Taurus just dove on some Marauders for a bit of free damage. Dogs are trying to isolate out these Skirmish Cav. Looks like that's all they care about. Nobody's really going to go after those Infernal Ironsworn up on the high ground. They're just going to ignore them for now. Chaos Warhounds of Khorne getting good damage out of these Hobgoblin Wolf Riders, but the Hashut Stark Ravagers will charge straight into these dogs. Looks like Valkia is even diving down to help out a little bit with this Cav fight. Can the dogs even drag down those Bull Centaurs? I don't know. Hobgoblin Wolf Riders, 2 of them have taken about half their HP. Valkia is getting Spirit Leeched, so it begins. Meanwhile, there's no Skirmish Cat behind me, so these dogs are just a little lost. A little lost in the sauce. Bull Centaurs seem to be winning this fight with the dogs. They've already routed off one. A Fleshhound is about to die. They've routed off a second one, too. And this Great Taurus is chasing around some dogs. I think Central Scrutinizer realizes that if you can take out the dogs, he can just kite to his heart's content. These Chaos Warhounds do catch up these Hobgoblin Wolf Riders and rout one of them off, but they are in range of the blasting charges. It looks like the blasting charges are coming out and should do enough damage, to rout those dogs off. For good this time. Minos are joining the fight against the Bull Centaur Renders, and that is going very poorly for them. They're trying to path out, but they're very slow. Bull Centaur Renders are not Centaurs. They are much, much slower than Centaurs. And the Minotaurs can actually keep up with them in speed pretty good. 56 to 62, so they're only like 6 speed slower. Great Taurus has landed with some of Hashut Stark Ravagers onto the Hounds of the Bloodhunt, trying to kill them off. The Minos are hot on their tail, and oof, the Chaos Dwarves have lost almost an entire Bull Centaur Render, half health off the Dark Ravagers too. 2 of their Skirmish Cav aren't feeling so great. For Khorne, we have 3 dogs who have taken significant damage. 1 is still getting routed. Hounds of the Bloodhunt are almost dead. Other Fleshhound is at 1/3 HP, and if my count is correct, that means we're missing a dog, so 1 dog must be entirely gone for realsies. Marauders of Khorne getting onto that high ground. Soon they will get blasting charged by the Infernal Ironsworn, though it looks like they don't have Fire at Will on anymore, so these guys are not firing for now. They're waiting for a better target. Probably the Bloodletters. Bloodletters don't actually have fire resist like you think they would. They do have 20% physical resistance against non-magic damage blasting charges, but they don't have fire resist. So the Skirmish Cav are trying to fall back behind these Infernal Ironsworns so they can get a little bit of safety back there. And the first Breath Attack is out onto those Minotaurs, getting a bit of damage. Minos will be quite spooky. And even without their bonus versus large, they just have a lot of melee attack on them and really good weapon strength, so they still do quite well against armored cavalry. Ooh. Hashut Stark Ravagers aren't even that armored, though. That is problematic. Both of the Bale Tauruses are in here, trying to fight back against all those Minotaurs. Hounds of the Bloodhunt and Valkia will be joining soon. Marauders getting pushed off very easily by this Infernal Ironsworn so far. But there are 3 Bloodletters, one of which is Exalted, ready to kill those Ironsworn in the late game. So for now, they're just trying to stay safe and stay away from those blasting charges. Valkia does chuck out a quick spear for a little bit of poke damage. But all eyes are on the Cav fight. Hashut Stark Ravagers holding onto their leadership quite well for now, but their cousin, the other Bull Centaur Enders, are immediately killed off, down to 1 model and shattered. And, oh, a bad place for Sorcerer Prophet of Death to be. He's taking a lot of damage. I don't know if he can even get out of here. There's a ton of mass around him, so we'll see if he can even path out if he wanted to. This other Great Taurus is just trying to distract some Minotaurs away from its boss. Hobgoblin Wolf Riders dedicating some of their time to killing off mobility elements like the Flesh Hounds or these other Chaos Warhounds. There's another Hobgoblin Wolf Raider off in the distance that does need to be returned to the battlefield. Hashed's Arc Ravagers are running down to try and save the Sorcerer Prophet of Death. He's down to 7 leadership, and he does route very close to the edge of the map, so we'll see if he can get up into the sky and get to safety, or if he's just going to fly his ass off the map. Hobgoblin Wolf Raiders do charge downhill into Bloodletters, but do not win that fight at all, and get pushed back. Chaos Dwarves falling behind on the balance of power. And I definitely agree. We still have 2 quite healthy Infernal Ironsworn, and not a lot of stuff to kill them outside these Bloodletters. I wonder if the Infernal Ironsworn could get a good blasting charge shot off onto these Exalted Bloodletters. That would save them a lot of damage. Another Breath Attack coming in. For now, it's just a Spirit Leech, but there's the Breath Attack. Oh yeah, he has a pistol, doesn't he? Never mind. I saw the little ranged indicator, and I thought he was surely doing the thingy. Here come the blasting charges. How much damage are they going to do? This is little Chaos Dwarves throw. And that's a lot. That is a lot of damage. Half health onto those Bloodletters already. The Exalted Bloodletters being held in reserve. These other Infernal Ironsworn are not able to get their blasting charges off. They get attack orders for now. And they get a little volley, which still does good damage. So good for them. They have plenty of ammunition left, too, if the Chaos Dwarves can bail them out. Really nice breath attack from the big Taurus. You don't see a ton of that, but it will rot off 2 Marauders and leave the Bloodletters very close to their demonic instability crumbling. Still have 1 Great Taurus harassing some Minos. Both of the regular Bloodletters have suffered pretty badly, so it is largely on this full health Exalted Bloodletter to kill off the Infernal Ironsworn from this point. Valkia uses a Demon Shield to mitigate some of the Spirit Leech presence on her. The Minos have joined the fight. They do have anti-infantry, this variant does, so they should do good damage against the Infernal Ironsworn. It does look to be that way. But one of the Bloodletters is fading, and then this Infernal Ironsworn could turn and use their blasting charges to peel for the other one, and all of a sudden Khorne could be running out of infantry like nobody's business. Both of the Taurus mounts are in the sky. They could 2v1 Valkia, though I think they're worried about her just landing, and then they get dragged down into the Minos if they're not careful. Coop sees that this Infernal Ironsworn is free and sends his Minos over there to stop them from blasting charging. Meanwhile, the Exalted Bloodletters do hit these other guys, doing pretty good damage to them so far. We also have some Hobgoblin Wolf Riders back. Oh yeah, you guys exist. There's a couple of you around. Minos are chilling. These Infernal Ironsworn are not. I think the last hope for the Chaos Dwarves in this game is if these lower ground Ironsworn can get a nice blasting charge onto these clumped up Exalted Bloodletters. If they can't do that, then this shit might be over. Valkia dives back down. Her Demon Shield is on cooldown, and the 1 Great Taurus is getting decent damage down paired with that Spirit Leech. Looks like this guy's going for his last breath attack. Yeah, he's probably going to do it right there. The Minos are going to clear out that other Infernal Ironsworn, so its blasting charges will not be used today. Oh, juicy breath attack, almost half their HP. Valkia is terror routing at 600 HP. 2 more Spirit Leeches could kill her? 1 more would rout her indefinitely, but 2 more would kill her. Second Bloodletter has faded. Now we are just down to the Exalteds. Some Marauders who are solo, they'll terror out off if anybody even looks at them wrong, and a couple Minos with not a lot of HP. But it's not like the Chaos Dwarves have a ton of stuff to do work either. They have 2 Hobgoblin Wolf Riders, not a lot of ammo, not a lot of HP. And they have a Sorcerer Prophet of Death who is almost dead. I think the last hope here is for the Chaos Dwarves to snipe Valkia once and for all. Kill her off, and then maybe the leadership dip is enough to get those Minos off the battlefield, and you could kite the Exalted Bloodletters into oblivion. Maybe. Valkia routs 500 HP. She has 1 more route left in her before she shatters, but you're going to want to kill her for that leadership debuff. Fast forwarding a little bit. There's the last Spirit Leech, and it kills her outright. There goes some Marauders routing away, and Minos are also thinking about leaving, and the Infernal Ironsworn are back with their blasting charges. They're trying to get onto those Exalted Bloodletters. Oof, but this charge from the Minotaurs should kill the unit entirely. Okay. Minos getting pushed away by the Sorcerer of Death. And Chaos Dwarves are scrapping their way back into the game as best they can. Hobgoblin Wolf Rider is still firing in. Those guys will have to be used to chase off routing units, I suspect, because those Minos actually have a good amount of HP. If they're allowed to get a charge attack back in on something, that could be brutal. Infernal Ironsworn still trying to get to the Exalted Bloodletters, but Coop's doing a good job at throwing his Minotaurs at them, shattering those ones. The others are still routing, and it looks like the Hounds of the Blood Hunt are currently tasked on the Hobgoblin Wolf Riders, but I wonder if it's more worth it to just kill his Infernal Ironsworn outright. And then a Spirit Leech onto what? Oh, Minos. It just looks weird. Okay. There's actually a Spirit Leech onto this Mino right here that is fighting the big Chaos Dwarf Lord. Hobgoblin Wolf Riders continuing to just kite around and do their best. Not getting a ton of damage out, though, and those Infernal Ironsworn with their little blasting charges are back. I wonder if the Minos have time to go over there and just kill them again before they get in range of the Exalted Bloodletters. Hounds of the Blood Hunt not healing because they're currently not in melee combat. Looks like the Chaos Dwarf Lord's going to try and isolate them out for just a second here. Hobgoblin Wolf Riders continue to poke and poke and poke at those Minos. Nice charge in from the Goblins, trying to get that leadership low enough that these Hounds start to kill themselves off with demonic instability. Source of Prophet of Death trying to get back up into the sky, but he might be dragged down this time. It might be one step too far. He does have a lot of Spirit Leeches, and his Skirmish Caps still have some ammo, so they can get a little bit more damage at range before throwing in the towel. And the Marauders of Khorne in the distance look like they're just not coming back at all. Hounds of the Blood Hunt will find these Hobgoblin Wolf Raiders, though, which will give them some healing and obviously keep pressuring those Hobgoblin Wolf Raiders down to nothing. Another Spirit Leech out onto the Minos. Is their leadership starting to falter? The Hounds of the Blood Hunt are persistent, and soon the Castors will run out of ammo and ability to kite this out. Big charge in from the Hobgoblins and their Lord, really trying to get rid of the Hounds of the Blood Hunt. And in the distance, the Skirmish Cap has come back. The Hounds of Blood Hunt finally start that demonic instability crumbling, so they will go away, which should for now free up the Chaos Dwarves to have full mobility control. But they have so little left that it doesn't really matter that they control the mobile game at this point, but at least they can stop taking free damage. 3 volleys left for this unit, though they're so damaged, and apparently ammunition works in a weird way, so they'll probably have more like 4 or 5 volleys left. And they rout off a Mino. The other Mino also gets routing, so the Chaos Dwarf Lord could chase them down and start throwing Spirit Leeches on the Exalted Bloodletters. And it looks like that is exactly what's going to happen. Both Minos get chased away, and in the distance, a Marauder does manage to rally, which I did not see coming. Both Minos get finished off. Hobgoblin Wolf Riders are actually not able to fully get that one. They get caught up in some Marauders, and now it is just this big boy. Spirit Leeches the Exalted Bloodletters, and he is charging in. Gets some decent impact damage. Terror outs off the Marauders, so it's all about whether you can get these guys' leadership low enough they start demonic instability crumbling. 17 leadership down to 0. 0 leadership for the Exalted Bloodletters. There's nothing left in them. They have 5 now, and it's creeping back up. They're getting big damage on him in return. But there goes the demonic instability crumbling. They're fading away, but so is he. 10 leadership left on him. 11 leadership left on him, but the Marauders are back. The Exalted Bloodletters are doomed. They are gone. Balance of power is all of a sudden in the Chaos Dwarf's favor, but he's taking so much damage from these dying units and the Marauders who have charged back in. I don't know if he can clear out all these guys on his own. 22 leadership, and we know they just terror out, so now they have to be naturally routed. They won't go away on their own anymore. Minos are not going to rally, it looks like. Those other Marauders are already gone, so he's down to 800 HP, but he will rout off the Marauders, and the Chaos Dwarfs will drag this game back. Some very tenacious kite play in the late game. Quite a nice job from them. Very good game between these two. I thought Koops had it right up until the end. His Minos got really good value. Valkia got good value. Bloodletters still disappointed a little bit, but you do need them in case of those armored infantry. And the dogs chased around a ton of kiting units. For Scroot, 3,100 value on his Lord. Bull Centaurs did okay. Ironsworn did great. His regular Great Taurus actually did okay. And Hobgoblin Wolf Riders, pretty good. Pretty good. Roar!
Subscribe, yes, yes.